Well, guys, it almost started over. Hello, 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 everyone. Beautiful people out there. This is Sam I am. And I am here today. Ria is off. She might be off for an extended amount of time. So my dear friend Sarah here is going to fill in. Tonight we are chatting. We're continuing our chat about the relationships with women. We're doing women empowerment segments, and we're on the point where we're talking about how women have connections and disconnections with each other. My friend Sarah here and I were able to connect, or we realized that we had some common similarities when it comes to relationships with women. So we're going to talk about that today as well. So, to get started, one of the things that you and I, Sarah, connected with is that you said you don't have very many women friends.
No, I do not.
And I don't have very many women friends. I hang around guys, and as you know how we met, your
Through my other half.
Your other half became a friend of mine when we worked together. So that's how you and I met, but
Yes.
I normally hang around guys. I make better friends with guys than I do with females. And for me, one of the reasons is trust. I don't trust the intentions of females around me. Especially, I mean, you got to use your gut feelings, right? When people approach you a certain way, you're going to sense that they're not genuine in their interaction with you. What do you think about that?
I agree fully. I find that a lot of women, the only way I can say it is I feel a lot of women backstab.
Yeah.
Or I just don't agree with that. I'm not that type of person, and I don't like that type of person around me.
Backstabbing, throwing you under the bus, pulling the rug out from underneath you. And for what? What reason do you think they do that?
I don't think it could be to feel better about themselves because they're supposed to be your friends.
It's a false sense of probably boosting of the self-esteem.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So, like, do you mind if I ask you, do you have an experience that you can share without putting out names or
A lot of my relationships, my friends my supposedly friends that were girls that I tried to trust and whatever, have gone after my other halves, have gone after the person I'm with, married or not. They didn't matter. They still went after my other halves.
I've had that experience as well. I've actually had a female friend of mine throw herself at my other half. This was like years and years and years ago, but me and my other half are not together anymore, but came to spend the night. That was my mistake. My first mistake was allowing her to spend the night there at our home. And not only did she throw herself at my other half, but the flirting was beyond anything. And they actually both thought it was okay. It was just out of fun. It's never okay.
Never okay to flirt with your friend's other half.
Yeah.
Or significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend. Even if it's a woman and woman thing, it's never okay to, if you're friends, to attempt to do anything with your friend's other half.
Display that bad behavior, because at the end of the day, they are really showing you who they really are and what they're really capable of.
Exactly. Like an example for me it was my husband at the time. The person that insinuated herself trying to get with my husband was a person I've known since I was 9 years old. So I looked at her like she was a sister, and she went and tried to sleep with my husband. So it doesn't matter how long the friendship is.
Something can happen.
If someone wants something, it seems like they're going to go after it.
They're going to go after
it.
It's just,
and it makes it hard for you to trust anyone.
It does make it hard for you to not just trust anybody, but allow anybody to get close enough to you to have a real um, genuine relationship as well.
Exactly.
Um, can I ask, like, growing up, did you have like were you in girl groups, had girlfriends that you hung with, or were you like a
Oh yeah,
tomboy?
I had lots of friends when I was younger. Like when I in my younger years, I was surrounded by girls. They were always there, and they just. I found I thought of them more as acquaintances than friends. I still, as a younger age, got along better with the boys,
Right.
and all the girls were just acquaintances. And I have people now that I was an acquaintance with, maybe in high school, come up to me and go, "Oh, you were such a good friend back then. You're one of my besties still." And I'm like, I didn't know we were that close, but okay. How's it going? I've
I
always
I
kept it at bay because I don't trust them.
I get that too. I mean, in high school is when I probably realized that I guess it's through puberty and hormones changing that girls tend to start competing more with each other. I remember I had what I would consider a bestie. We're still friends now. I mean, we lost contact here and there within over the years, but we're not like close friends like we were in high school. But I remember there was a time that we did fight over a boy.
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, at the end of the day, the boy turned out to be gay. But I mean, we can laugh
Not
at it
always the way.
now. We can laugh at it now, but I remember that competition, and I'm like, okay, so this is one person that I couldn't trust. But I mean, I think because you're younger, you get over things faster than when you're older. You keep things in mind
Yeah,
because
maybe.
I remember when my spouse at one point was. Uh, trying to get close with my friends, my girlfriends, who I called girlfriends at the time. I remember the feeling that I had, and I think it instead of being jealous, where there was some jealousy, I think I was more pissed off at how my relationship was starting to fall apart. And yes, guys have a lot to do with it, but your girlfriends, if they are your girlfriends and they don't want this to happen to them, they shouldn't be doing it to you either.
Exactly.
So, what? How do you feel about like the relationships with like business in a business setting now with women? Like we know there was cliques back in high school and college.
It does depend on where you're working. Because I still, even to this day, there's still cliques in the workplace.
Yeah,
No matter
I
what you
don't.
do, you cannot get away from it.
I don't think that will ever go away.
I don't think so either, which is a sin because cliques are, yeah,
Yeah,
they
and
can be very toxic.
it can lead to a very toxic environment, especially when you're not in that clique and you're trying to move up or you're trying to progress in your workplace or your work skills, and the cliques are pretty much putting up barriers for you.
Oh, yeah.
It happens all the time. In the workplace, when women, let's exclude the cliques now, do you find that women tend to side more with the males when it comes to other women trying to get ahead? Like, try to set up roadblocks for them so they can't go past them, or try to put them down, or even like dismiss them as a human, even.
I find it in some workplaces, yes, it's very hard for a woman to excel in the workplace because other women are trying to put them down.
They're setting up those roadblocks.
They do set
So
up those blocks. Disadvantage of my profession is mostly women. In my profession, there's very few men, and most of them are actually gay, so it works perfectly. But even in my work setting, which is health aides or the health professions, um, there are the roadblocks of women putting up for other women. They don't want them to succeed if they're not succeeding.
like in your workplace, what kind of roadblocks do you see? Do you see things like hazing? Do you see things like um, starting rumors, negative rumors, or
There's a lot
um,
of negative rumors in my workplace. There's a lot of I don't know if it's hazing because there's not much hazing you can do where I work. It's home care, so it's not as easy to haze. But if someone doesn't like you, they do go out of their way to try to get you gone.
they try it. And how do you think that works out for them after? Like, let's say they are. Have you ever experienced where people have? Because I have. I don't want to say the companies, but I've worked for some pretty large corporations, and I've seen where um, people have pretty much set up other people to be dismissed and then step up into a higher position and don't try to excel anybody underneath them. They just keep trying to climb on top of people's heads and move into a place where the men are in power. So I guess what I'm saying, like, they want the notoriety, they want the popularity, they want that power. But how does it usually work out for people, as you've seen in your workplace, when they've done that? Have they actually successfully gotten to the place they wanted, or do they end up leaving the company or end up failing in some way?
I've
I'm asking
seen
about karma.
the karma sucks. Um, what's in my experience, like it's happened to me. I was a new worker in the building or whatever, and it was a clicky thing. I guess it could be clicky. I just started there and I did my job, everything right. I did it by the books, but because I did it by the books and I didn't do their little shortcuts, they succeeded on getting me fired because I was doing it how you're supposed to, and it wasn't fast enough for them.
It wasn't fast enough.
No, because it's taking care of people, right? So, but if you rush through taking care of people, it's malpractice and you don't do it properly, then, right? Um, so, yeah, I've seen it that way. People get the women attacking the women, and it's not a
Because
nice feeling feeling attacked when you're at work.
no, it's not. And it's unfortunately that it carries over from immature childhood um, antics
It
in
is.
the adult world, where you feel like you are bullied, you're ganged up on, and people just put you into a category which you can never seem to get out of.
Yes.
So, here's a question for you. Why do you think the competition is so high amongst women? Because when you look at surveys, they say that even though men have competitions, men's competitions are more healthier than women's, because women tend to compete more and harder and play dirtier when it comes to competition, either in the workplace or in life in general.
And it's because we play dirty. It is honestly because we play dirty. Um, I find that women are more, if they want something, they have to have it. Like I just find a lot of women are that way. If they want something, they have to have it. Doesn't matter who's going to get in their way. They're going to knock the doors down to get what they want. And it doesn't matter who they walk on.
Like,
Yes, some men are that
how
way.
they get it, it doesn't matter as long as they come.
Yeah,
Yeah,
men
some men
that way
are
as
that
well.
way.
But
So like when you see in movies and TV shows that like Hollywood puts out there, that women are the sneaky, devious ones who actually have the better strategy to knock a competitor out. Do you think that's uh, based on reality, or if it's just infatuation or made up by Hollywood?
I would love to say it's just made up by Hollywood, but I believe that a lot of women watch that and decide that's how they're going to be.
And they
Like,
learn from it.
and they learn from, yeah, they learn from watching movies
Yeah,
of
it
women
also
being deceived. I can't even think of the word. Being
deceitful.
nasty to women. If you are what you see, like Are you still there? My computer shut off. I
Did you cut
forgot.
off there for a minute? I'm
Yeah,
still there. You just froze
if
for a
I don't
minute.
stop moving my mouse, for some reason, if I don't
Oh,
move my mouse
okay.
for 2 seconds, it disappears on you. You dim and go, whoop, gone.
That's okay. I saw you froze, but I could still hear you. So
Yeah.
that's okay. So when we're talking about the way we are as women, what do you think that, I mean, it's obvious that we need to change our personality and our mindset on how we do things in order to reverse this. But do you think it will ever happen? Because women are moving up in society. They are becoming, CEOs and business owners, creative. There's a lot of women who are engineers and doctors and stuff. Do you think that we can change this in order to have a healthier relationship with each other?
I like when it comes to women on with women, it's just if you are going to, it's harder to trust them in general. And I don't know why it is for women. It's harder for women to trust women. If we would trust women like we would trust our spouses, maybe life would be different. But I just don't feel women trust women. It just
I,
makes it.
I do think that's true. I think it's very, very hard to trust a woman. Like, I always want to make female friends, but in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, uh, you know, if I go for making a female friend, like let's say you and me, for instance, we started talking and stuff, and we're having conversations. I don't think we've gotten to a point. Like, I don't think I've ever gotten to a point with any female where I can reveal any kind of deep down secrets or even family matters about my personal life with a female.
Yeah, I find it's hard to do that too. Like, honest to goodness, I find it making female friends is harder than dating.
Ah, true.
It's harder than dating. Is the best way to put it. Making a female friend is harder than dating.
Yeah, I remember like years and years ago, I decided that I had maybe one or two female friends that I talked to frequently. And I decided that I wanted to try getting into a circle of females. So I don't know if you remember, they probably still have them online. You can join a community group. It's women doing activities together. And I went out on a couple of these, I guess, events. They were
Yeah.
at restaurants and bars, and we went to a restaurant, and it's kind of like networking for women, but you're getting to know people, looking to make friends. And I remember one female who was from the northern European part of the world. When they talk as if it's rude, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's just the way they talk because I know they talk that way. But
Mhm.
I don't think she was there for the same reasons that most people were there for, because she was there to brag. She was boasting about her life, how rich she was, how much money she had, the men she's dating, the kind of cars she has. And I was thinking to myself, and one of my friends actually came with me, and they actually ended up making better friends with her. So we
Mhm.
took a picture that night, and this person is not on my Facebook. We took a picture that night and I posted it on my Facebook. And then I get a contact from this person saying, "That's an ugly picture of me. Please put it down before I report it to Facebook." Now, I was like, I didn't do anything to this woman. She wasn't on my Facebook, but she heard that I posted it on Facebook and she didn't
Yeah.
like the idea. I'm like, but she doesn't know my friends. She's not on my Facebook. My Facebook is private. She has no access to view it on my Facebook, but she wants me to take it down before she reports it to Facebook. So, two things happened there. I realized that I will never be friends with her.
Yeah.
And I realized that the friend that told her that the picture was on Facebook was not as loyal to me as I thought they were.
No, of course not. They're more loyal to her.
A person they just met. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I like those are the kind of things that keep me far away from making those the decision to get close to or allow women to become closer to me. But I've had the experience in workplaces like you as well, where you know you're doing the right thing, you're following the books. People want shortcuts, and they would sooner throw you under the bus than to actually do the right thing. So.
Exactly.
Do you have anything else to add about that?
I do believe women like to throw women under the bus a lot. There's so many experiences I've gone through that women have thrown women under the bus. Um, I'm much the person people ask me, well, what happened? I'm like, well, that's not my place to tell you. You need to go talk to the part of my
Yeah,
language, the horse's face, not the horse's ass. Right? You know what I mean? Go talk to the person to their face. If you have a problem with someone, you need to talk to them. Don't try to go through me. It's not my place to get involved.
yeah.
And I find a lot of women try to get as many different people involved in any little argument that's going around because they know they're in the wrong, but they need someone to have their back.
I also think that they collect information from you, and this is when
Right.
the ingenuineness comes in. Collect information from you as if they're trying to get to know you as a person, but then hold that information against you when it serves them best.
Yes.
And I've seen that in the workplace, not specifically with me, but with other people.
Yeah.
I've watched it unfold like a dynasty, something from Dynasty or soap opera happening. But you, as a woman, what would you think you can do to change your experience with women? I know it's harder to change other people, so you can control what you do. What kind of behaviors can you alter within yourself to come out of this stigma where you don't want to or have a hard time making female friends?
I don't think I'll ever come out of this. I don't. I have such a hard time trusting other women. It's honest to goodness. Every single relationship I've been in, one of my friends has been the cheatee of my with my spouse. Like
Oh,
I have
really?
every single relationship I've ever been in, my spouse has cheated on me with someone that's supposedly my friend, or at least has attempted to. And I'm just like, so I'm very, especially when it comes to my person I'm with now. It's very hard for me to trust people. Um,
So is it safe to say
I prefer to be friends
your
with people that are couples. Is basically what it is. Like you're a couple, so I have no problems. Like okay, you and my other half made friends. Let's get to know each other. Let's be friends. You have your other half. I have my other half. We have more than just each other to talk to. Um, but when I have a single friend, it's harder to hang out
bring
and
them
do
around
because I'm scared to turn my back and something happening.
when something happened?
And
I get
I don't want to, I don't like to go through the same things over and over and over again. And that is a fear in the back of my mind that it's always going to happen.
I mean, I've had friends who betrayed me where they've, and when I say attempt, I mean attempt. Nothing has ever happened. Uh, Although the men have thought about it in their minds, nothing actually physically
Reminded it
happened.
actually has happened. Right.
Yeah.
So,
But with my friends, I think for me, I think it's the loyalty part where it comes into play. Like, how can I say something to you and trust that you're not going to go tell someone else? I'm very strict. You could even ask John when it comes to information about myself. I don't like if I'm going to say something,
mhm.
it's my choice to put it out there in the public. It's
Yeah.
not anybody else's responsibility, and
Well,
nobody should be
exactly.
taking
It's,
information from.
it's like if me and you are having a conversation, whatever, we're in your kitchen, we're having we're over and me and you are talking, what I say to you and what you say to me, it stays between us. It
It
doesn't go
stays
out into
between
the
us.
world
Yeah.
with everyone else.
Yeah.
Where there's a lot of women, you say something to them and it's like, oh, honest to goodness, I've done it on purpose. I've said something to someone at work to see what rumor would come back to me in the end. It
And
was
you
all
know, the one person you said it to, it comes back to you from
exactly.
someone else.
And
Yeah.
that's how you gauge who you can and cannot trust.
I've done that before. I stopped doing that now. I just don't answer people or tell them it's none of their business, whatever question they're asking me.
Yeah.
I think you probably have experienced me shutting down somebody inquiring about information that happened, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to talk about it. I just
Yeah,
don't feel
I've
that.
watched you say that a couple times. Yeah, we're not going
Sorry?
there today.
Yeah.
You've done that a couple times. Yeah, we're not going there today.
No, but I just feel like on my point of view, whether it's a personal relationship or a work relationship, that's my main trust issue with females is
Yeah.
that they take information, they expand on that information or twist it to whatever rumors can bring them the notability that they're looking for, popularity that they're looking. I think it all has to do with wanting to have that popularity. Win that contest for the popularity contest, or
Yes.
but I also look at it as whatever you say to me about other people, I know I can't trust you because you're telling me something about someone else where I think that you can go back and tell somebody the same thing about me. That's one of the things that bothers me too.
Yep.
So I'm very cautious, and I observe a lot about how people interact with others, especially in female groups. And I try to stay more to my age range than try to make friends with people younger than me or too old for me. There's a certain age, they say once a man, twice a child. There's a
Oh,
certain
exactly.
age where women are, when they're young, they have a certain behavior. When they get a certain age, when they hit, I don't know, let's say 55, 60, they get back into this gossipy. It never leaves them. But I guess for me, it's like one of those things where I have to really watch and uh, see how people behave around me in order to determine whether or not I can even trust them just a little bit.
Yeah. When it comes to the workplace, with the job I'm doing right now, I don't really trust anyone. So I'm like, if they ask me a question, if it's about work, I'll answer them honestly. But if it's about my personal life, I just say, it is what it is. It doesn't matter. None of your
Yeah.
business type thing. My favorite thing, it is what it is. Like, there's nothing that can be changed, so why talk about it?
Yeah, I don't like to answer questions that are too personal, that are private to me. Like if something that, like, somebody asked me one time how old I was, and I'm like, I'm not telling you my age. I mean, sometimes people know my age based on how I talk or what I say, but I find that there's a lot of prejudice towards people with their age, especially women who feel. I think it's not really about jealousy, but it's more about they feel inferior. They're not. It's a self-esteem thing
Yeah.
where they see you. Because I remember, and I think even recently, I had some issues where my first thought was the only thing I can see or conclude is that they feel that they're not as their self-esteem is low, that they have to hit under the belt, and they don't feel that they're as intelligent. And I'm not trying to come off as conceited, but I think it was actually somebody had said something to me where I said that the only conclusion I can get is that they don't what was I thinking now? I can't even come to the terms for the word. They mistake conceitedness, or they mistake sorry, they mistake confidence for being arrogant,
Yeah.
because I'm confident in the answers that I give, or I'm confident in the things that I do, that they feel that I'm showing off, or I'm boasting. Well, I don't ever boast, but they feel that I do show off, or I'm conceited about, or arrogant about how I behave. I keep quiet mostly. I really don't talk to people much.
Yeah.
I mean, other than online. But yeah, so if you have anything else to add to that, any
Like
other?
for my, like, I just, the job I'm doing now, I've been doing it since about January, and I'm very good at it. And I've been told numerous managers and stuff that I'm succeeding, that I'm doing very well. Um, but I have people who are like, well, asking me tons of questions on. Sorry, my brain stopped working there. And they'll be asking, they ask me, well, why are you so good at this? Well, I'm like, I just you just have to take. I'm like, I don't know. And they keep going, well, you have to know. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I don't know why I'm good at my job, other than I put all my heart into it. And it's like,
That's your only answer.
I put my heart into my job. I wear like, and I'm very much with my emotions. If I'm angry with you, you see it on my face. There's no hiding it. There's no nothing. If I'm in a bad mood, good mood, it doesn't matter. It shows on my face. If I'm mad at you, it shows on my face. But when I'm on the phones at work, you don't hear it in my voice.
Hmm.
If that makes any sense. So
Because you need to be professional. Is that
exactly, yeah,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
So they're like,
So you
I
have
you
control
get
over
mad at
your
people. And I'm like,
emotions.
well, I don't understand why you're mad. I don't understand. There's people at my work that I would love to be friends with, but to a degree, like for work friends, not personal friends. Like there's a difference between a
The
work
work
friend and a personal
associates.
friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I've tried, but there's no point in trying because it's clicky.
Yeah.
So it's
I,
I find it very difficult to make female friends.
I mean, I find in the workplace that when you somebody comes to talk to you, but they're normally in a clique,
Yeah.
and they're back and forth between those cliques, I always say, whatever they're coming to talk to me about, they're going back to that clique to discuss.
Well, exactly.
So I really monitor how I what I say to people. I really take it with a fine strainer.
Yeah, mine's a lot of it is what it is because I find them, even with the job I'm doing now, I find some people can be backstabbish.
I think in any job you'll find those people that
I
are
do.
always looking to backstab you.
And I
And
don't understand why women have to backstab women. That's just,
but the good news is that more and more men, as women are becoming more powerful in the workplace, more and more men are becoming or developing that kind of behavior as well.
it's
So
horrible.
I don't know if it's good news, but we can't always blame the women all the
No,
time
we
anymore.
cannot.
So, anyways, I appreciate you, Sarah, coming on and talking to me about this and giving me your input and sharing your experience with me. We will be back here next week. Like I said, Ria is off for some time, so it may be just myself, or Sarah may come back if I can convince her to come back and have another chat with me
I'll come
next
back when
Sunday.
baseball season. If I'm not, depends on what time we're going on because I got baseball next week.
Okay, no problem.
We have to
Uh,
go on the baseball schedule.
yeah, that's see, I like doing guy things too, but I'm not into sports anymore. I'm over the whole sports thing. I'm like, I admire that you continue to keep up with your baseball, because I gave up sports a very long time ago.
I only got back into baseball. This is year two, I think, two or three.
Oh yeah,
I can't remember how. Maybe two. I did it last summer and then this summer. So yeah, this is the second season. And then in the winter, I normally do dome ball.
dome ball.
Dome.
Um, you had met my sister-in-law Jen. She's also into baseball as well, so
Yeah.
you guys would get along well. And she's also kind of like us. I should have her, all three of us have a chat. Although I'm not into baseball,
Next
I think
evening.
we have a lot in common.
Next
So,
time you have
anyways,
a card party at your house, we'll do that. We'll have that
yeah, I'll
conversation.
have a games night again and we'll have those chats. So thank you, thank you, thank you. We will see you back here next Sunday, 7 p.m. ish. And thanks again, Sarah, for popping in.